7:27 a.m. January 2nd, 2022. Oh, 2:22. No. 2/2/22. 22nd, or the 2nd of February is my Grandma Bernard's birthday, who meant a very great deal to me. I went to bed early last night, before 8 o'clock, and slept until 6 o'clock this morning, and woke up with a dream that I can't remember now. I've got all these notebooks. I need to write them down the moment I wake up. But the moment I wake up, I have to pee. Once I get my feet on the floor, those dreams just disappear. Talked with my cousin Roxanne, who is 68, who says that she found an apartment in Greenville, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, which would be perfect for us. Can't we just move in there, Denise, without needing any help from the state or the federal government? Well, it's $700 and some odd dollars a month, and I only get $877 a month, and she doesn't get much more than that. And there's utilities and deposits, and we don't have a car. I have a car. It's fully paid off. And when the weather is warm, it works really well. But when it gets cold, the battery just dies and leaves me stranded. I'm not able to drive anyway, but Roxanne can drive. She'd be able to drive it. Hospice would come to the house. I don't have to leave the house to see the medical professionals. And in Greenville, there's a Meijer that will let you shop online and deliver your groceries right to your house, bring them in even. And then we could unpack them, but you know, there's the issue of you have to be able to buy them, the food, the groceries. And after my half of the rent and my half of the utilities and the car insurance, would I be able to afford groceries? It's a bunch of moving parts that have to fit together, like gears going round and round and not meshing. Until everything meshes together, I'm here where he doesn't want me here, and I don't want to be here. And Monday I will call. I told Roxanne I will call that place on Monday, Roxanne. And then on Wednesday, the medical social worker from the hospice will be here, and we can talk about how do we get me from here to there. It would mean I would quit smoking. It would need that the need to keep smoking as much as I do would be gone, because, you know, I smoke so much because I'm trying to get myself to the point where I have to go into a nursing home to get out of his house and leave him to his, whatever his future may bring. You know, loving someone means you want the very best for them, even if it means that the very best for them is not you. That's why I left him the first time. I left him. I did not take anything from him. Nothing. Except the judge in the divorce proceedings, which I arranged for him. I got him a lawyer so he would not feel I had taken advantage of him. I didn't have a lawyer. I just said whatever he wants, he can have. It's all his. It's always been his. He's always said it's his. I will not take anything that is his. The judge said that I had to have half of his 401k that he had saved while I stayed home and raised boys, kept the family going. Said that I was entitled to half of it. And then they screwed around. And I didn't get the payout until much later, after the stocks had dropped, and what was supposed to have been like $35,000 ended up being $13,000, which sounds like a nice chunk of money, except, you know, I was starting all over again in a new place. It did allow me to pay off my student loans so that I could work as a nurse in Alabama, because in order to get my transcripts from where I graduated, the community college from which I graduated, they would not release my transcripts to the Board of Nursing because I owed money on my student loan, so I paid all that off. It was only like $1,500, and I had to buy a car, which was $2,500. Had to pay back rent. Ended up with just a whole bunch of not enough money. Which doesn't make sense, but that's what happened with that. Had I been smart, I'd have paid off the student loan, paid off the back rent, got a car, got a job, and saved all the rest of the money that I had gotten for times like these, when all I needed is just a place to die. You know, you don't really need a place to die. You'll die anywhere. But I would prefer it not to be out in the snow. And then my children have room for me in their homes. Jason's house is bursting at the seams with people. He's got 2 sons with significant others who live with them, and then he's got Caleb still home, and they've got dogs, and it's just a very chaotic and full house. And Joshua would not offer. I would not ask. And Chris, he's got 6 kids, and not enough room for them. I will not ask my brothers, the 2 of whom, or even 3. I have 3 brothers left, 4 brothers, including Isaac, my baby brother. I would not ask them. This is no one's responsibility but my own. So I'm hoping this thing with Roxanne goes well. She's going to talk to her son, one of her sons who is a genius with cars. Maybe he'll know the answer to the problem, why it keeps dying. If I had my car, I would drive down there to Greenville, figure out a way to drag that portable oxygen with me. Get an application and tell Roxanne I've done it. I've got the application. You just have to fill it out. Let's see if they'll accept us in a ground floor apartment, because Roxanne has problems with her legs, her knees, climbing, me dragging an oxygen tank up and down the stairs. Oh my gosh, I can hardly drag myself up and down the basement stairs to get down here to smoke as much as I need to smoke in order to make myself as ill as I need to be to get into a nursing home. Life is funny, and yet I'm not laughing. But tomorrow is the last day for the submissions of the one-act play for the Cedar Springs Community Players, where I sent my one-act play submission for the contest. And then they'll go through them all. I don't know how many they got. I wonder how many aspiring writers accepted this challenge, because you know what's going to happen? There won't be enough submissions, so they'll cancel them, and I'll never find out, was the play as good as I thought it was? It felt real good. So all I can just keep doing is just remembering to bring love through me, not let it come from me. It needs to come through me, because my love is flawed and painful to people, and the love of God is all-encompassing and peaceful. And that's what I want to bring, is that peaceful love from God, not from me. Because, you know, that whole, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, it doesn't really work. I've heard somebody say happy spouse, happy house, which makes more sense. Equity. I didn't understand what equity meant until I saw somebody say, you know, expecting someone to pay half the rent and utilities when they don't make near as much as the other person in the household is not equitable. And I don't know why dying has to come down to money. I don't know why, I just can't. I just can't breathe through this. Like I breathe through labor and delivery. 2 of them of 10-pound babies in the days before epidurals. And they cut you up the Demerol after you were like 5 centimeters. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, birthing babies is hard work. But I wouldn't have given up a moment of that pain. Not one moment. Although I do admit that on the delivery table with my first, I seriously said, I've changed my mind. I don't want to have a baby anymore. We can stop now. And everybody in the room just laughed at me. Because there's no stopping it once it gets going. And all 3 of my babies lived through childhood. I kept them alive. And at least 2 of them, 2 of those babies have said that I made them the men they are. I'm very proud of them. They just keep trying to be good people. And Joshua. I had to name him Joshua, which is a hard name for a boy. According to Chastity, who says it's in the Bible. Every son named Joshua has a battle to fight, and they battle whether there's a war or not. They just battle. And that's my Joshua. He thinks I'm toxic. Toxic narcissist. Okay. I personally see a little projection in that, but oh well. I don't know what the day will bring. It's Sunday. I hope the day will bring a shower. I am so tired of not having enough energy to take a shower, or having the energy and taking a shower and then having to get back into dirty sheets. And I had to cancel the aide who would have helped me with the shower and the sheets on Thursday, because Thursday was such a bad day. It was a very, very bad day. That's the day of the storm that I knocked myself unconscious for in the middle of. And then I woke up and the clouds had cleared and everything was fine again. I think stability would be the best thing for me, but I'm not getting that, so I have to adapt and adjust, as always. It feels like my whole life I've been adapting and adjusting to other people's needs. And when I've stood up for myself, I get into trouble. Probably with the way I say it, being a Sagittarius, I'm just month. That's it. Here it is. This is it. Here's the issue. Instead of saying, well, you know, I think maybe if you look at it this way, it looks like this. You know, in a way that makes them feel not the problem. Just another day, and I wake up and I'm like, still? Really? Still? How much more? How much more? How much longer? Can't I just be done now? And that would hurt Jason so much. He's not ready. Christopher is keeping his distance. He's not ready. Joshua's just like, die, bitch. I'm over you. But it's not my time. It's not my will. I cannot do anything that would hurry that other than what I'm doing. I understand that. I do. I understand that. The beginning and the end, we don't get to choose. Or we're not supposed to choose. God will take me home when whatever He's got for me to do here is finished. Maybe it's these videos. Maybe it's this channel. Maybe it's just me telling you that the greatest thing in the whole world is love. An ocean of love that never runs dry. And that when you feel love for yourself and for other people, it makes the world a better place. You don't have to like people. You don't have to like them. You don't have to agree with all their choices. Or, what is that word? There's a word where you agree with their choices or you condone. That's the word. You don't have to condone other people's actions. You cannot like their actions or their opinions or the way they dress. But you have to love them as human beings because you're a human being. And we all go through the same processes where we're born, we live, and then we die. We return to where we came from, wherever that may be in your opinion. And we all need food, water, shelter. And enough of it all so that you can have a life that means something. You don't have to be caught up in the how will I make enough money to have a shelter? How will I have enough money to buy food? I kind of feel like a parasite most of the time, which I probably am. Now that I'm not able to do things like clean the house or make the meals or and I'm over being tech support. Nope. You don't get to treat me like this and then have me help you with stuff. You just don't. I don't have to. I do it out of love, and I will always love you, but I don't have to do that. So, 7:50, Sunday morning, the 2nd day of January, the year 2022, and I'm ready, Lord. Your will, not mine. Have a great day.